Oh, yeah! Everybody's in that mood. Happy holidays to everybody out there from the USWA. Lance Russell with Dave Brown and Corey Macklin ready to go with what is going to be a sensational show today, Dave.
You're absolutely right. We got PG-13 right off the bat in here. Reggie B. Fine will be along, too. Also, we got action from Doug Gilbert going against Tex Slazenger a little bit later. And that's not all either. Main event of the day, listen to this.
Whoa, stand by.
Tracy Smothers against Brian Christopher.
Against Brian Christopher. Son of a gun, I'll tell you one thing. This is just one sensational show today, and that's the way it ought to be. Tell you what we better do probably is get ready and get out of here so we can get back and get into action.
We're real excited about today's action, and I'm sorry to report that Scott Bowden has showed up, maybe to spoil the whole thing right here.
Dave, shut up. Just shut up, Dave, okay? You know, I'm constantly amazed at the tricks you can do with videotape. Now, I returned last week, and I watched a series of videos that made it look like the matches between those two Fraser High School dropouts, PG-13, and the Rock and Roll Express, made it look like it was a real competitive series. Well, PG-13 does not even belong in the same ring with the Rock and Roll Express. PG-13, they should be in the midget division. You know what I'm talking about? They should be wrestling guys like Chili Bowl, Little Beaver, Little Tokyo. Who's that other little midget? Bill Dundee. Guys like that. They would be giants in the world of midget tag team wrestling. I have no doubts. But you see, when you step in there with Ricky and Robert, the Rock and Roll Express, former world tag team champions, you're in over your head, boys. And I put together my own series of video clips to show you how those matches have really been going down. Let's run the video clip.
Well, I want to take a look at it, and I want you to see this was one of the most competitive series of matches ever in the USWA. Rock and Roll Express against PG-13. Take a look.
I understand why Rock and Roll Express has had all kinds of awards through their wrestling career. I don't know why they feel like they have to go to this point.
Going after J.C. Ice. Now Wolfie. Morton turns the table up.
Well, that was obviously not edited very evenly. It was very one-sided. I want to know what you care anyway. What do you have to do with either one of them?
Hey, I'll tell you what is my business. Ever since I returned, my phone in Germantown has been ringing off the hook. I've got every top name of professional wrestling wanting me to manage them, and now I'm the manager of the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky and Robert, and I'll be in their corner this week. How do you like that,
You're managing Rock and Roll Express?
Exactly right, Dave. Turn up that hearing aid, old man. I'm the manager of the Rock and Roll Express. We're going to take you to school this week, boys.
Well, we'll see. I'll tell you what we're going to do right here. We're going to go to the ring. We got a match coming up. Let's go to Corey for the introduction.
Okay, Dave, we're ready for an opening bout today on USWA Championship Wrestling. First introducing at a combined weight of 445 pounds out of Memphis, Tennessee, Edric Hines, and his partner from every woman's dream, Reggie B. Fine. Well, the opponents today coming in at a combined weight of 398 pounds. From the hood, GC Ice, Whoopie D, PG-13. One fall, 10-minute time limit. Bill Rush, the official referee. We're ready for our opener. Over to Lance and Dave.
All right, Corey, thank you very much. PG-13 headed to the ring. Boy, JC Ice has got that interesting headgear on today. It's an Uncle Sam hat with earmuffs.
Hey, at the risk of being rude, Dave, after that announcement by Scott Bowden about managing the Rock and Roll Express, I think the Rock and Roll have sunk to a new low. That's all I can say.
Well, we have not been very happy with the Rock and Roll Express situation for some time. Not the same guys that we used to know when Rick and Robert were around here all the time. Underway with Edric Hines starting against Wolfie D in this match.
Edric, an aggressive youngster. He giving away some size in most instances, but he is indeed a very aggressive type of wrestler, but he's going to find meeting him right out there in the middle, going into a standing side headlock, is Wolfie D, and he didn't take a back seat when it comes to aggressiveness to anybody. Back up, married him over and down onto the mat, and Edric Hines scrapping and fighting all the way. Reggie B. Fine, Edric's partner. Of course, J.C. Ice with Wolfie D. The shoulder puts Hines down on the deck, grabs the arm, snaps him over and down.
Edric Hines finds himself in trouble as Wolfie D holds on tight. Wolfie D and J.C. Ice have really made a name for themselves, and Scott Bowden out here insulting them earlier, talking about their size. Well, they've been insulted about their size all over America, and when they show up and the match gets underway, everybody realizes, hey, these guys come to wrestle. There's an example right there from J.C. Ice. I noticed Reggie B. Fine not all that anxious to take a tag and get in there either, huh?
Boy, he's firmly planted in that one spot on the ring apron out there, and he's letting Edric take all of the brunt from the PG-13 team. And JC hooks the leg. 1, 2, he got it. He couldn't get that third count. That's what it takes.
Shoulder came up on the count of 3, and referee Bill Rush stopped the count. Here's Wolfie D back in. Puts Edric back on the mat. Over to the ropes. Drops down with the lower leg. Now he covers him. 1, 2. Oh, and again at the 2 count. Edric Hines kicks out of it.
Scoop slam, and he throws Edric right over to the corner. Let's bring Reggie into the action, and here comes King Kong. Steps in and tangles it up, but the arm is too quick as Wolfie goes underneath, and JC takes the tag. Rips it around, and speaking of ripping, right across the eyes from Reggie B, who bangs the head of JC Ice into that top turnbuckle. There's the scoop slam. He's a big son of a gun. He's got all the physical part of it down.
He slammed JC and then went to the corner, tagged Edric Hines, and said, now go get him.
And the tag to Wolf. Edric. Bam! And Reggie, better pay attention. Reggie wasn't even looking in the ring in there when he got clipped by Wolfie. There's that tilt-a-whirl cover. 1, 2, 3. Got it. What were you doing the entire match, Reggie, for crying out loud? Oh, my goodness. Coco Beware.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a parade of people coming out here. We just finished the match. Coco, good to have you back here, but we've got action going in here. We had to have a match, and we'll work in a little bit later. You know, it's always good to see you.
I just want to come out here to clear something up, you know.
Well, you're going to have to do it a little bit later. Just, you know, we'll catch you later on, and we'll be back in just a moment. Tis the season. I don't want to be rude, Coco, but we do have a match coming up here. And I tell you, we'll catch you later in the show.
Well, I don't want you to catch me later. I want you to catch me now. I have something to say.
Hey, you can hold that.
Well, the reason why I came out here today, you see, Randy Hill, you know, he's a promoter around here, right?
Yeah.
So, I've been traveling all over the world, and I called Randy Hill, and I said, Randy, I'm going to be in for a week or so. I said, hey, man, why don't you put me on the Memphis card? Well, I should say, Memphis, Louisville, Evansville, even anywhere where the USWA goes, you can cover, So, Randy said, yeah, come on down, with the Bird, Frank, and everything, have a good time and everything. So after that, I didn't hear nothing else from Randy. I kept calling Randy and Randy. I said, Randy, I need...
Coco, I hate to interrupt you, but this is not a place to be out here, bringing personal...
Now, Lance Russell, what's on your mind, you got to speak it, right?
Well, this is
Don't I have that right?
not saying you don't have the right,
Well,
Coco, you know that, but good night. We got a match.
Troy Body, you know, all I'm getting is from Randy is his answer machine. Every time I done called that man 3 times, and all I'm getting is his answer machine. Now, you know something's wrong. What is it, looking over my ability?
Is that what it is? I don't know what's wrong or anything. If there is anything wrong, Coco,
I mean,
that's between you and Randy.
What's the matter? Look at these guys up in the ring here. Look at these jabronis.
Hey, we got a couple of young guys that are on their way up, and Tony Williams and the Yellow Jacket, and we got the match scheduled.
Well, you know I started here.
We've got to go to the ring.
You know I started here in Memphis, right?
I know that, Coco.
This is where I started, and I've been all over the world.
Yes, you have.
I've been up WWF, and I beat everybody up there.
All right.
And you're sitting, I beat everybody down here.
We'll talk about it later. Corey Macklin, please take it away. We got to get this match started.
Okay, Lance, we're ready for action. 1 fall, 10 minutes, 180 pounds from parts unknown, the Yellow Jacket. And his opponent at 200 pounds out of Cordova, Tennessee, Tony Williams. Bill Rush, the official referee, back to Lance and Dave. Okay, we got the bell time, and it's time to go with the Yellow Jacket and Tony Williams.
Now, who are those guys, man? See, there are no wrestlers here. You see, I know I've been around, and I know my ability. I know I'm pretty good.
I
know I'm good.
I know your ability, too.
What happened is if somebody's done called Randy Hill and told him, say, hey, don't bring Coco Beware back in here because he is a tough competitor.
Nah, listen, Randy knows talent. He knows your abilities and all that. Listen, these are a couple of young guys in there, and you know how it was when you're on the way up before you got up and got your name and all. That's what these young guys, and they deserve their opportunity.
Well, you know exactly I could beat both of those guys in my street clothes.
We're not talking about that.
I mean, I can beat both of them at the same time. What is wrong with you, Lance?
Coco, I don't want to be rude about it, but you're just picking the wrong way to do it. We've got a match we're trying to cover here in the ring.
We'll sit here and watch these jabronis that nobody knows. I mean, these nothing but jabronis. Look at them.
Now, don't be knocking the young kids. There's a whip from Tony Williams.
My grandmother can beat both of those guys.
Shoulder pulls off by the Yellow Jacket. Rakes the back of Williams as he comes around with that Russian leg sweep. Takes him down.
But you don't understand, though, Lance. This here is just a waste of time right here. This is a waste of time.
Yeah, I know. You shouldn't feel that way when you were a youngster coming up.
But I paid my dues. You understand that?
Well, these young fellas are, too.
These guys are not paying no dues. Look at them.
They're up there doing exactly what they're in there for, and that's trying to make a name for himself. And the backdrop coming off the rope.
This is nothing. This is a waste of time. Dave, you know it, Dave. This is a waste of time.
Not a waste of time. It's a competitive match against 2 young wrestlers.
Why I can't have somebody out here wrestling right now with some competition? You know, with their champ, with the USWA champion.
Over the top. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Coco.
Coco's headed into the ring.
Come on, Coco. Good night.
Picks the Yellow Jacket. Oh, my goodness.
Brain Buster is a specialty of Coco Beware. He's got no business being in there. Now, you didn't have to get up there and... You get up in there and jump a couple of guys like that. I told you,
Lance Russell, that I got to have some recognition around here. I'm not on the card at all this week, but I guarantee you, nobody's going to stop me from being down there whenever they have the matches. Nobody's going to stop me. You understand that? Nobody.
But
that's right. Randy Hill.
We're taking a break right now. We're taking a break. Now, that's the kind of thing that ends up getting people where they don't want to even see you out.
Okie dokie, we're ready for action here. Coming in at 322 pounds out of Amarillo, Texas.
You see this belt around my waist right now? You hold that. You see this belt around my waist right now? That means that I am the USWA champion. I have beaten everyone for it, and I deserve that unified title. So Jarrett, get ready, boy, because I'm coming after you.
USWA heavyweight champion, here is Tex Slazenger. And in his corner, Scott Bowden. His opponent today, coming in at 234 pounds out of Lexington, Tennessee, Dangerous Doug Gilbert. 1 fall, 10 minutes for our next bout on USWA Championship Wrestling. Bill Rush, the official referee, over to Lance and Dave. Let's do it, fellas.
Always bad enough, Dave, when Slazenger's in there with that cowbell on the end of that big, long bull rope. Makes it double dangerous when Scott Bowden is over in the corner.
There's no doubt about it. Slazenger not passing that rope and cowbell out of the ring to Scott Bowden either, just the bell. Let's get that thing out of there and get it underway.
World champions here in the USWA. I got the World Tag Team Champions, I got the USWA Heavyweight Champion, and I got the Rock and Roll Express.
That means you weaseled your way into a lot of places in a hurry, Scott Bowden.
Yeah, I'd like to hear some of those stories that you told in order to get signed on as manager with all of those folks. This is a guy who used to be USWA Heavyweight Champion, Doug Gilbert. He would just as soon take the belt back as soon as he can, too, and a win against Slazenger here today would certainly put him in line for the championship match.
Texas got me out here today because I know everything about Doug Gilbert because I used to manage him, you understand? Without me, Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert would be lucky to find their way to the arena. You know what I'm saying, Dave Brown? I managed him so well. You know why? Because I majored in child psychology at the Florida State University. That's how I had them under control.
Well, I guess Doug got lucky today because he found his way to the ring without any trouble, and he came in, looked like he was ready to wrestle when he got here, too.
Slazenger takes the right hand from Dangerous Doug as Gilbert is in there with one mean hombre, as they say down in Amarillo, which is the home of Tex Slazenger. Says he lives right down the road from the Double Cross Ranch. For those of you who do not know, that's the home of the Funks. Terry Funk's Double Cross Ranch. Big right hand, the whip goes to the rope, and Doug went over for the backdrop, and all he got was a mouthful of leather.
It's big Tex Slazenger. He's got some moves. He comes out, he's huge, and you know, you think, well, maybe the guy can't wrestle, maybe he's just big and just sort of lumbers around. He is big, but he's got some moves, too, and he won that USWA heavyweight title and has been able to hold on to it pretty consistently since he's been around.
Doug has made 3 very nice comebacks after Slazenger has hammered him down in various ways, but he just can't sustain it. Slazenger's been able to cut him off at the pass on every kind of attempt to get an offensive effort going. Doug now climbing back up to one knee. Slazenger holding on to that arm bar as referee Bill Rush checking to see, grabs the hair. Doug doesn't have a whole lot up there to grab, but he's still keeping an eye on it. Slazenger hanging on to Gilbert, moves him into the ropes. A reversal by Doug. In the air, and the reverse atomic knee.
Wow, Doug put the move on him. That's difficult with a guy as big as Slazenger. He's got him on the mat. He picks him up. Dangerous Doug Gilbert asking the crowd about it. They say, yeah, pop him down there. There's a cover. 1, 2. Nope, got a foot up on the rope. Scott Bowden points it out to the referee, and the referee stopped the count at 2. Gilbert trying it again. He covers. 1, 2, again. With a little help from Scott Bowden, Slazenger gets a foot on the rope, and the count stops at 2. Gilbert slamming Tex Slazenger's head into the turnbuckle. Ooh, the referee gets nailed on the backswing here. Gilbert, whoa, pile driver he puts on him.
While the referee's down, Doug pile drives him right into the mat. He's waiting for a count. He better wait for a while.
Oh, look out,
Bowden almost caught on the ring apron, Dave.
Gilbert almost got him. He's out of the ring after him. Not a wise move by Doug. He should be trying to get the referee. Oh, down to the mat again goes Slazenger. There's a cover. Referee still down. Look out. Tracy Smothers jumps into the ring with that flag, and he smacks Doug Gilbert with it. That's going to end the match right there. Disqualification. Scott.
We're taking out the trash today. We're taking out the trash.
Yeah, well, maybe, maybe not. Doug Gilbert double teamed by Tex Slazenger. Tracy Smothers triple teamed now by Bowden. Here comes PG-13 in. And all of a sudden, Tracy Smothers, Tex Slazenger, and Scott Bowden head somewhere else. Doug Gilbert ambushed by Tracy Smothers, and the match is going to end on disqualification. Doug is going to win it that way, not the way he likes to win matches. PG-13 there watching. Yeah, well, we see that.
Came in. Smothers is what did it.
Yeah, we saw how many people it took to do that, too, Slazenger. It wasn't a one-on-one situation. They got
Ring got very busy, Dave, right there at the moment when it had first it was Bowden who didn't belong in there. Then came Smothers along with that ever-present flagpole. And following that, PG came in to give Doug a little help. And Doug Gilbert ends up winning it by disqualification, but he had ideas of a better win than that, than a disqualification when he got interfered with.
You know what, Lance Russell? I can't come out here and say that that belt that Tex Slazenger wore out of here, I've wore it on 6 different occasions. I can come out here and see PG-13, the little boys from the hood that are the big dogs. Roof, roof. They come out here and they say that they do run things. Well, boys, you must have lost your minds because you remember back when Wildfire Tommy Rich was here all the time with Dangerous Doug Gilbert. Now, whether people liked us or not, we did run things. And Jesse James Armstrong and Tracy Smothers, you've run roughshod around here just about long enough. So you heard what Tommy Rich had to say. He said there's going to be hell to pay. And, boys, I think you know who's going to be paying.
Doug Gilbert fired up against everyone. He's glad his partner Tommy Rich is back. We'll take time out. Be back in a moment. Boy, I'll tell you, I think one of the most intriguing things in the USWA right now is the presence of 2 young lions. Jeff Jarrett, holder of the unified title, and Too Sexy Brian Christopher. They got a history.
Yeah, they do, and it doesn't have to do with the unified title, which is where they are right now. That's what's on the line. But the USWA heavyweight title, both of them former holders of it, and from time to time they would come together with that belt on the line, and it was something else. We've got some highlights of some of that action. Take a look, just sort of refresh your memory. Watch Mr. Christopher leave now as Jeff Jarrett arrives in the ring. Oh, well, maybe not. He invites him over here.
Yeah, he said, yeah, come on.
Jeff is scheduled against a different opponent here today. But if Brian wants to stay and fight, we'll show it. Oh, yeah, come on and hit me, he says.
What's this all about? What's this all about, Dave Brown?
Well, I'll tell you what it's all about. You advised him to stay out here and show off, and sometimes when you take shortcuts, you get lost. And I think maybe the shortcut didn't work out this time for Brian Christopher.
Yeah. Well, I see Jeff Jarrett wanted to get his face on camera today.
No, Jeff Jarrett's got a match scheduled. He's supposed to be here. Not worth his time, says Brian Christopher.
Tosses it down. He's got him covered, but there's no referee to count him. Oh, boy. Christopher with another chain, and boy, just interferes in this stuff. And did you hear Jeff Jarrett out here? He's mad. Oh, Jeff Jarrett's mad. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, Jeff, I'm scared. I'm so scared. Let me hide. I'm so scared of you, Jeff Jarrett. Oh, I'm so scared, Jeff.
These guys have been battling since it started just like this. Going toe-to-toe against each other. Christopher on his feet with a right fist as Jeff stands up. He's still standing as Christopher continues to hit him.
Yeah.
He returns fire.
Jeff fighting back now. Blocks again a right hand from Christopher. Comes off the rope. Busts Christopher with a right hand. Sends him down. Jeff Jarrett comes up. Oh, look at Seesaw. I don't know if they got a camera shot of it or not. What? He got it. Oh, boy. Seesaw out here. Tripped up Jeff Jarrett. Jeff fell face first to the mat and
Christopher pinned him up 1, 2, 3, but interference from Steve Dahl. I know it didn't look good when they were out here.
Steve Dahl tripped up Jeff Jarrett, and now Brian Christopher being treated as a hero over here after getting the 3 count, and the referee, Kevin Christian, picks up the Southern title, hands it to Brian Christopher. The referee didn't see what happened.
No, he didn't.
Because now you have got to step in there with a real man. A real man. And I'm talking man with a capital M. That's me. M-A-N. You look up man in the dictionary, there's a big picture of Brian Christopher right beside the definition. And that's Christopher up. Oh! He calls out Brian Christopher. 1, 2, he got it!
Look out. Christopher. Oh, watch it. He's got that poem that Jeff read out here in his hand, as if you hadn't done. Oh.
Happy birthday! How do you like this poem now, Dave? Look at here. Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Jack, you're a loser, boy. You're a loser, and I hate you. Your whole stinking family are losers. Your dad never won the belt. You'll never win the belt. It's going to stay right here, punk. You're a loser. I hate you. I hate you.
It's going to be a while before he gets to the caliber of Jeff Jarrett.
Speaking of Jeff Jarrett, look at this.
Look at Jeff Jarrett come in. Goes out to Brian Christopher. Mike Samples gets in there. He takes Samples down. Boy, look at Jeff go. He goes to work on Christopher. Down on Brian Christopher. He's a madman in there.
Oh, look
got
at
that bandage around his head. Here comes the Master of Terror. Jeff clears them all out of there.
And Brian Christopher, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm never going to quit, and I'm never going to give up till I win that Southern heavyweight title.
Rivers said, hey, he doesn't have the chain. Well, Christopher, he doesn't have a chain. Oh, he finally gets the chain out. And Jarrett pulls the chain out of his arm. Now it's Christopher. He got it. Yes, sir. We've got a new... Climbs up on the top ropes. Oh! Comes down with the splash and misses. Jeff Jarrett gets out of the way. Boy, look at Jeff climb the ropes. He's up on the top rope. Christopher turns around. He catches him with a flying press. Hey, but there's no one to do the 1, 2, 3 count in there. Paul finally staggers up a little. And Zeke Rivers jumps in with that cane on Jeff Jarrett. He clobbers Jeff with that cane in there. Caught him right across the head. Christopher, 2. Whoa, Jeff up at 2. And Zeke Rivers thought it was done after jumping in and interfering in the bout. Christopher nails away at Jarrett. Look at Zeke Rivers. Hey, Christopher had a chain, but Jarrett grabs the chain from him. Jeff's up on the middle ropes over there. He clobbers Christopher, sends him down. Referee Paul Neighbors over to do the count. 2. Oh, boy. Christopher kicks out at 2. Woo! This one has had you. Well, I don't know, fans. If you were here tonight at the Coliseum, you'd be on the edge of your seats this whole bout. It's been a great one between Christopher and Jarrett. Jeff sets Christopher up. Look at Zeke Rivers, grabs that cane, hooks Jeff's boot with it. He thought he had him pinned. He got him. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Jeff gets the win. Oh, look at this one, Jeff. Christopher went to get Jeff Jarrett a high five in there and jumped on Jeff. Oh, what in the world? Man, let me tell you, this Brian Christopher
something else. He and Jarrett work together well in there against King and Dog. Looked to be a good tag team, and all of a sudden he jumps on Jeff Jarrett.
Sometimes guys like Double J Jeff Jarrett have a different turn in their career. Brian Christopher has a different turn in his career, and you tend to forget some of the battles like that occurred. We'll be back in just a moment. Lots of things going on in the USWA, and from time to time we like to share some of that action with you. So why don't we do that right now?
I think it's a good idea.
Too long. Nobody in the world can do it any better than the fabulous Jackie Fargo, as we've learned 1,000 times before. He's a great one, often imitated, but I will guarantee you never duplicated the fabulous Jackie Fargo. Let's hear it! Jackie, there isn't but one guy that can come up here and live up to all of the things that have been said about you. You're the man who does it with grace, and you do it so easy. You got that easy smile, but boy, when it came to getting tough, you could do it like nobody else. We're delighted to have you here in Louisville with this night to remember, and you've made many a nights that we remember.
Thank you. Thank you. A life dream for me has come true. If no one like myself could accept this from such great fans, I've never been lost for words, but I'm just about to cry. I don't mind telling you. I love you very much. What a great honor to come to a wonderful city like Louisville, have such distinguished people around me. I don't deserve it, but I certainly thank you. I had a dream as a little boy to be a professional wrestler. I didn't go out and get to play football and basketball, but I worked hard. And with your help and the love of God, I give God a lot of credit. He did it for me. I'll never forget you as long as I live. I love every one of you, and thank you so much for a great honor. Thank you.
What about the King and Joe LeDuc? Lance was giving you the history just a moment ago of these two guys. A bunch of it to give. We don't even have all the time to give you the complete history of Lawler and LeDuc. Lance doing a great job and just trying to fill you in on some of it. The strap comes down, and LeDuc remembers that, I bet you. When the King pulls that strap down, look out. 5 minutes gone now. 5-minute call being made by ring announcer Dean Hill. Lawler picks up LeDuc. Big body slam on a French-Canadian lumberjack. The King up on a mellow rope. Ooh. He caught Joe LeDuc. Covers him 1, 2. Whoa, my goodness. And LeDuc threw him just like a sack of potatoes, Lance.
I mean, flipped him up in the air. And look out now, Lawler. Oh, man. LeDuc storms across the ring. Wild look in his eye. Hammering at Lawler right above us. Referee Bill Rush trying to get him out of there. And now he is picked up. That may end the match right there. He just slammed the referee down on the floor. And LeDuc comes back over and again knocks the referee down. Lawler ducks under Joe. Goes over to see that Bill Rush is okay, because LeDuc not only slammed him down, and that's going to be a disqualification, Corey. And the winner and still the unified champion, Jerry the King Lawler. Underway, what I'm talking about, the best of Louisville Battle Royal. We got a bunch of them in there. Handsome Jimmy, Joe LeDuc battling away at each other. We've got Big Bullet Bob Armstrong, Buddy Landell, Brian Christopher. Right now with a foot down on Wildfire Tommy Rich's neck. And they are going at it, Torrey.
They sure are, Lancer. It is a wild one. The best of Louisville taking place tonight in the 25th silver anniversary of the best of Louisville. Out on the ring apron is LeDuc. Doug Gilbert taking advantage of Jarrett the King Lawler. 1, 2, 3, and Bill Hickerson pinned and will be eliminated from the best of Louisville.
And the 1, 2, 3 applied, so Bill is out of action.
Bill Hickerson eliminated.
Dundee, Tommy Rich,
Lawler after Joel
Brian Christopher.
out on the ring apron there.
Brian Christopher at the throat of Doug Gilbert. Dundee with the arm.
Lawler and LeDuc still fighting now. Joel LeDuc grabs the king.
LeDuc and Lawler both on the floor.
He's got Jerry out on the floor. Slams him hard right into that steel cage at ringside. Whoa! Big right hand from the big Canadian Lumberjack. Christopher got it covered. 1, 2, 3. Boy,
The referee said 1 and 2 and 3.
Doug Gilbert eliminated. Look out, D. Jerry Lawler's got Joel LeDuc. Dundee came over to help out Lawler. And LeDuc grabbed both of them by the throat. They're out in the back area now of the Garden. Here in Louisville. Morrell counting in the ring. He's counted to 10, and that's gonna do it for LeDuc, Lawler, and Dundee. They're all eliminated in this thing. Joe LeDuc, Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee all get the 10 count, and they are eliminated. Lawler, Dundee, and LeDuc eliminated.
So we are down to the final 2 in the best of Louisville. Wildfire Tommy Rich, who's happily strutting around, while the other participant, Too Sexy Brian Christopher, 1, 2, and Christopher kicks his way out. That's Gilbert leading the cheers as Christopher whipped into the rope as he comes off. Tommy Rich catches him with a clothesline, and now it's Christopher trying to battle his way back. Brian pounds him with a right. Look at him go after it. Brian Christopher on a whip. Tommy Rich, backdrop. Christopher follows in behind. There's that hysterical laugh that Brian precedes a big right hand with. Rich turning Christopher around. Pounds him into the turnbuckle. Remember, it's over the top rope or a pin. Rich with his feet on the ropes, and referee Frank Morrell says no. Break it up. He caught him with the feet on the rope. Here comes Brian Christopher from behind. 1, 2, 3. The winner and the best of Louisville, Brian Christopher.
We're ready now for our main event today on USWA Championship Wrestling. First introducing out of Springfield, Tennessee, at 243 pounds, here is Tracy Smothers. And in his corner, Scott Bowden. His opponent opponent coming in at 223 pounds out of Memphis, Tennessee, too sexy, Brian Christopher. This is our main event today on USWA Wrestling. Bill Rush is referee. Over to my buddies, Lance and Dave. Well, just a second, guys.
PG-13, you couldn't beat the Thugs. Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert, you're a couple of backfighters. You come out, want to break bad and be Santa Claus. Well, this week, you're finished, guys. You've been USWA Tag Team Champions many times, but the ball game's over, man. Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron used to hit home runs, but now the Thugs are what's going on, man.
On his way to the ring now, too sexy, Brian Christopher for our main event. This one will be a good one. Let's do it, guys.
Look out, Tracy Smothers jumped out of the ring and attacks Brian as he's greeting the fans on his way to the ring. Throws him into the steps over at ringside. Smothers attacking Brian before the match gets underway. Was that your idea, Mr. Bowden?
Of course, I'm the brains behind the brawl. Look at too sleazy Brian Christopher right now. He doesn't look too sexy now, does he, Dave?
Count of two. You know, one advantage Tracy's got here. Brian is looking toward the unified title match with Jeff Jarrett. He's been concentrating on that. That's kind of tough here. Oh, my goodness.
Jerry Lawler apparently has not learned his lesson. He has not learned that Scott Bowden is not a man to be messed with here in the USWA. You know, I tried to remind him of that last week by taking a little bat practice on that gift leg of his, but I'm going to show him this week that rich boys can get rough too.
Yeah. Attacked him without warning is what he did. I don't think Jerry will let him slip up on him again like that, though.
Christopher trying to fight his way out of the corner. Tracy Smothers, with that early attack before the bout got going, has dominated all of it. And right now, he retaliates after Christopher had some good shots. Leg on the rope, 1, 2, and the referee said, get it off, I saw it. And Brian Christopher in some real trouble. There's a whip. Out of the way goes Christopher. Smothers pounds into the turnbuckle. And the whip. Beautiful drop kick by Christopher. Whoa, he can get up in the air and really fire it. Hammers with the right hand. Time cranking down. Out of time. Brian, the time's up, Brian. Time is up. As Brian Christopher and Tracy Smothers end up with a time limit run out. We'll be back in just a moment. I loved it today. I'm sorry we didn't have enough time for everything that we wanted to, but we got in some goodies today.
Just always so much USWA action. It's hard to fit it all into the time that's allotted.
Let's remember a happy holidays to everybody out there. Thanks for being with us. Look for you next week. And until that time, for Dave Brown, Corey Macklin, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.